tell you, look like those Shedeur Sanders trade rumors is starting to pick up major steam. And I'm talking about from the New York Jets, man. It's making mainstream media that the New York Jets is really targeting Shedeur Sanders. They want him in New York. And what better place will it be for Shedeur to be? New York, the Big Apple, his type of...
Breaking news! Kevin Stefanski just lit the entire NFL on fire. The man dropped a headline so crazy, it's got NFL Twitter losing its collective mind. Word on the street is that Shedeur Sanders might actually be heading to the Jets. Yes, those Jets. The same team that can't go 5 minutes without turning a quarterback into an emotional support case. And the way Stefanski handled it? Whew, people from Cleveland to Colorado are gasping, panicking, and refreshing trade updates like it's the end of the world. This one's pure chaos. Sometimes you really think football's about precision, discipline, and strategy, and then the universe just throws popcorn at your face and says, nah, watch this.
Just to see if it does anything to the offense, give him an opportunity to go in there and play.
Yeah, obviously my focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
If he had said to you guys, hey, I want to play, I can play, I mean, would that have factored into this at all? Or what was the thinking behind that and how'd that go?
Yeah, he obviously came in Saturday with his back injury. We were hopeful that he'd be able to move around well enough to suit up on Sunday, but put him through a pregame warm-up, and obviously just didn't feel like he was.
The Browns have officially turned the NFL into a full-blown sitcom. The Shedeur Sanders to New York saga isn't just a trade rumor, it's a Shakespearean-level tragedy directed by someone who clearly skipped every sports management lecture. Stefanski's latest press conference, a full-on performance piece. Imagine a man trying to dodge questions like he's in the finals of a dodgeball tournament and losing. Reporters are throwing questions like missiles, and Kevin's just smiling like, next question, please. It's comedy, it's confusion, it's Cleveland. And oh, the trade rumors. These whispers are so wild they might have escaped from an alternate NFL timeline. Sources, and whoever they are, that claim the New York Jets are practically obsessed with Shedeur Sanders. They're begging to get him. They need him in New York like caffeine on a Monday morning. You can practically picture it. Shedeur standing under the blinding lights of Times Square, cool as ever, like he just stumbled into someone else's reality show. The city that never sleeps is dreaming of one thing now, Shedeur Sanders in green and white. Can you imagine the madness that would cause? The chants, the memes, the absolute meltdown from Cleveland fans watching their golden boy get snatched away. This isn't just a rumor anymore. It's turning into the most chaotic soap opera in football history.
That they gonna get him. But one thing I can tell you is that the Cleveland Browns allegedly told the Jets that they wanted a second-round pick to let Shedeur go. Now, if that is the case, and that is true, oh, everything we've been saying is true. Shedeur was blackballed. This whole thing he was blackballed. How the hell y'all want a second-round pick from a fifth-round quarterback for a fifth-round quarterback?
You can already picture it. The flashing lights, the screaming headlines, the total media frenzy. It's the perfect storm for a quarterback who's been labeled too spicy to handle by his own team. Because let's not forget that Shedeur was allegedly blackballed. Like someone whispered across the league, this kid's got too much charisma, too much confidence. Better lock him up and toss the key. And now, the same league that once brushed him off is watching the Jets go full collector mode, desperate to snatch up the one rookie who apparently gives half the NFL nightmares. What a plot twist. But Cleveland being Cleveland, they just had to add their signature flavor of madness. Word is they're saying, sure, you can have Shedeur for a second-round pick. A second-round pick? The audacity is unreal. And the fact that the media reported it with a straight face? That's art. Fans are absolutely losing it. Reddit's melting down, Twitter's in flames, and there are memes circulating that should honestly be illegal. Only the Browns could take a trade rumor and turn it into a full-blown internet carnival. And here's the wild part. It's not even about Shedeur's actual skill anymore. It's about pride, ego, and who can bluff harder at the poker table. It's like the Browns are standing there saying, you want him? Then pay like he's gold-plated. Meanwhile, the whole operation's collapsing around them like a soap opera filmed in real time. Then there's Kevin Stefanski, the calm in the middle of this hurricane of incompetence. You'd think with your franchise dangling over the edge of chaos, you'd at least pretend to panic.
Made no sense to me.
That made no sense, and I'll be honest with you, I think he knew it made no sense.
Okay, so wait.
There's no defending that kind of answer.
No, there isn't. So are you making the suggestion And listen, I don't even know. You might be dead on the money on this one, okay? I want to flesh this thing out completely here. That Stefanski will play Dylan Gabriel, and if they at any point say you have to go to Shedeur, he'll just continue to say no and no and no, and you know the end result of that.
Yes.
He's asking to get fired.
Yes, or I think there's a lot...
Like mid-season, he's asking to get fired. Either I play Dylan Gabriel, and I'm not moving to Shedeur, and if you want me to move to Shedeur, guess what? You have...
But no, Stefanski's standing there cool as a statue, like he's meditating while the world burns behind him. Meanwhile, the defensive line's out there losing their minds. Helmets flying, players shouting, chaos spreading like wildfire. Myles Garrett, the man's basically auditioning for a Marvel movie as a one-man wrecking crew. And Stefanski just stands there muttering, "We need to be explosive." Explosive. The only thing exploding out there is the sideline. And not in a good way. It's like someone dropped a can of gasoline inside a paint shop and decided to call it a strategy session. So during this chaotic press conference, the poor journalists, bless their brave hearts, start pressing Stefanski about why Shedeur still isn't playing. And that's when things spiral into pure comedy. The scene turns into a mix of confusion, panic, and unintentional stand-up. Because yes, chaos reigns supreme, and it's absolutely hilarious. Then enter the Jets. Oh, the Jets. The most desperate team in the league right now. Yeah, practically begging the football gods for a miracle.
Buckle up for more Dylan Gabriel after the bye week, everybody. Kevin Stefanski had his press conference today and a very interesting back and forth with Mary Kay Cabot. She asked him some questions about Shedeur Sanders and the back tightness that held him out of yesterday's game. And some of the nuggets in there were quite interesting, if you ask me. So she said Shedeur mentioned in the locker room yesterday, either before or after the game, that it wasn't his decision not to be active in the game yesterday. Now, I know that's not always a big deal because obviously it is the medical staff and the coaching decision whether or not a player is going to be active and all that kind of stuff. But for the player to actually voice that, that's the interesting part. So Shedeur...
You can just picture their front office at 3 a.m., hunched over their laptops, typing "what is a competent quarterback" into Google, praying that Shedeur Sanders somehow lands in their lap like a long-awaited NFL savior. They've been replaying his highlights like it's gospel, dreaming of him lighting up Times Square as the new face of New York football glory, and honestly, who can blame them? Shedeur's got the charm, the skill, and the presence that makes the Browns front office look like a bunch of clumsy interns running a lemonade stand during a thunderstorm. But there's one catch. Cleveland wants a second-round pick. The Jets are sitting there stunned like, wait, what? You want how much for a rookie who hasn't even been unleashed yet? The confusion is real. And let's not forget the Shedeur factor. The man might not even want to go. Behind the scenes, there's this undercurrent of agents, lawyers, and managers trying to keep up, half wondering if their client accidentally signed up for a reality TV show instead of an NFL contract. Meanwhile, the Browns' locker room looks like a soap opera set, tension everywhere, frustration brewing, and no clear direction. Then there's Stefanski again, talking about efficiency, route precision, and maximizing skill sets while doing verbal gymnastics to avoid the only question anyone cares about. Is Shedeur Sanders getting traded or not?
Acquire Shedeur Sanders from the Cleveland Browns. And someone tell me why that's a bad idea. And I don't want to hear about it's a circus. It's a circus? What's this? What the hell is this that we're watching? Circus! That's a circus. Bad, crappy football is a circus. The Jets should have drafted this guy, I don't know, second, third, fourth. They got a million opportunities to draft him. He has not gotten an opportunity in Cleveland. I don't really care about the Cleveland Browns, so I'm not going to fight their battles. I'll let Josina Anderson take care of that. All I'm saying is I see a talent, a guy I think we all talked about him as a guy that could at least be a serviceable starting quarterback in the NFL.
The man's literally the human shrug emoji in a suit. All calm, no answers, and somehow still convincing people he's in control. It's surreal. And the funniest part, watching him dodge question after question like it's part of his game plan. Stefanski starts dropping lines like, not great on early downs, deep passing game, yeah, we're working on it. And every time a reporter dares to push a little harder, he flashes that same eerie little grin, like he's playing chess with confused puppies. You can practically see the thought bubble over his head saying, yes, yes, all roads lead to chaos, and I am its master. The man radiates calm while the whole organization burns around him, and he talks like everything's fine, as if the Browns are just experiencing a minor hiccup. Please, that's not resolved. That's rage bottled up behind a polite smile. You can feel the tension dripping off him, the kind of pent-up frustration that could power a small city's lights for a year. But there he is, and smiling, nodding, muttering about maximizing skill sets like he's hypnotized himself into believing it. You just know the inner monologue is something like, this is fine, everything is fine, chaos is just part of the plan. It's the kind of delusion that would make even a therapist break down laughing. Then comes the trade angle again. The Jets still want Shedeur, the Browns still want that precious second-round pick, and Stefanski's acting like a man who's already written his memoir about surviving the storm.
Because every chance he gets, he shows it. Well, coach, you guys are getting your ass kicked. You don't want to put your backups in? That's not my focus right now. Like, I don't think he likes the kid.
Yeah.
I don't know for Kevin Stefanski, but it appears personal. And it's one of those situations where it's like, Kevin Stefanski, we don't care what you're telling us because your actions speak so loud, we can't even hear what you're saying. Your actions speak crazy loud. Like, if Shedeur Sanders was favored in your eyes, one, you'd speak better than saying that's not my focus. What the hell you mean it's not your focus?
The fans, meanwhile, are split down the middle. Half of them think Cleveland's playing some genius-level strategy game. The other half are convinced the front office is running on pure confusion and caffeine. And the memes. Oh, the memes. They're already flooding the internet. Blackballed quarterback for a second-round pick. Plastered everywhere like a punchline that writes itself. Watching this whole saga unfold feels like watching a slow-motion car crash. Horrifying, ridiculous, and yet somehow you can't look away. The Browns are the car. The road is pure chaos, and the crash, well, that's just another Sunday in Cleveland. And through it all, you can't even be mad at Shedeur. The guy's innocent, cool under pressure, just watching the madness swirl around him. Stefanski knows it, the Jets know it, even random fans watching from their couches know it. The only people who don't seem to get it are the ones actually running the team, and that's what makes the entire thing so hysterical. The press conference keeps rolling, the questions keep flying, and Stefanski, still dancing around every single one like a guest at the world's most awkward wedding. When asked about Dillon Gabriel's performance, Stefanski gives one of his classic non-answers. It's a collective effort. Then he waves off the offensive struggles as just part of the process.
Zappy. He wants to give Zappy some reps down the stretch because it'll be over Stefanski's dead body that Shedeur gets any reps. So all I can say after I watched the fourth round of Dillon Gabriel stink, Shedeur is way better than Dillon Gabriel. So all I can hope now with the trade deadline approaching, I really hope somebody trades for Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Or I really hope as they go into their bye week that Jimmy Haslam says, you know, I've seen enough of Kevin Stefanski. I'm going to change. And one of those two is going to have to happen. Somebody's got to go if Shedeur has any chance to play at all this year or any year.
In Shedeur's absence, oh, that's totally a back injury, apparently. The man's spinning explanations like a politician on caffeine. And when the trade rumors come up, he laughs them off as hypotheticals. Hypotheticals in the same way a fox in a hen house is just visiting. The media eats it up, but the fans, not buying it for a second, they're losing their minds, screaming into the void and flooding Twitter with polls like it's election night. Meanwhile, over in New York, Jets fans are sharpening their pitchforks and lighting torches, ready to storm the front office the second someone whispers, "He's ours," pending a second-round ransom. It's pure madness. And right in the middle of it, there's Stefanski, still talking about efficiency, explosiveness, and putting players in the right positions. At this point, those phrases have become code for, "We have no clue what's happening, but I sound confident saying it." He's the calm in the storm, but also the comic relief. And the irony of it all? It's chef's kiss.
Predecessors, my contemporaries in Cleveland,
yes.
And I say, here's a fifth-round pick back. Here's your fifth back. Let's get Shedeur in here, and let's see what the kid has got, because why not?
If he comes to the Jets, amidst all of this and all the issues that are going on already, and he's just the brash guy that he was, how does that make it any better?
What if he's good?
It doesn't matter if he's good.
It doesn't matter if he's good?
Well,
you can't believe that, Zeke. Of course it matters if he's good.
The only thing that will matter is if he wins.
Shedeur Sanders, the same kid who was supposedly blackballed, is now the hottest topic in the entire AFC East. The Jets are foaming at the mouth to get him. The Browns are stubbornly clutching their ridiculous trade price like it's sacred gold. And Stefanski's just standing there like a poet reading verses about offensive schemes while the entire NFL burns behind him. It's poetic chaos at its finest. Now everyone's asking the same thing. Is this actually happening? Could Shedeur really end up in New York, dodging paparazzi, facing the media frenzy, and trying to rescue a Jets season that already looks like a 5-alarm dumpster fire? Or will the Browns, in true Cleveland fashion, find a way to fumble competence once again, keeping him locked up for another season of confusion, frustration, and endless what-ifs? One thing's for sure, this saga isn't over, and the next move could blow the roof off the entire league. The suspense right now is off the charts. The humor? Unstoppable. The absurdity? Oscar-worthy. It honestly feels like the NFL has turned into a primetime sitcom. complete with poker-faced coaches and players who just want to play ball while the world burns around them. Because at its core, football has always been drama, and the Cleveland Browns are proving that better than anyone. They're not just playing the game, they're writing the script for the most sarcastic, chaotic, British-style comedy ever aired on live television. Whoever said the NFL isn't funny clearly hasn't witnessed this circus in full swing. And just when you think it can't possibly get more ridiculous, boom!
And the idea that your hand-picked quarterback who just played, listen, are the receivers great? Absolutely not. Is the offensive line a bunch of world beaters? Certainly not. Quinshawn couldn't make a 4-yard run to save his ass yesterday, right? It was a brutal day at the offense. And somehow, your hand-picked quarterback was the worst thing on it. And Kevin Stefanski still standing by him. That is the proof that that he believes in Dylan and he doesn't believe in Shedeur. Right or wrong,
the trade deadline circus kicks open the tent. Because let's be real, the NFL doesn't just thrive on drama, it feeds on it. Whispers start flying everywhere. Shedeur to the Jets. Shedeur to the Jets. It spreads like wildfire, like a game of telephone gone off the rails and somehow upgraded into a national emergency. The Browns, of course, are holding their ground, stubborn as ever, standing firm like a bulldog guarding a bone, wagging its tail furiously but refusing to budge an inch until that second-round ransom is met. And there's Stefanski again, cool as ever, walking through chaos like he's giving a lecture on offensive efficiency at a garden tea party. We just need to put players in the right spots, he says, as if anyone can take that seriously while the locker room's figuratively and maybe literally on fire behind him. Then there's Myles Garrett's infamous helmet toss, a moment so explosive, so unhinged, it's practically become a metaphor for the entire franchise. Uncontrolled emotion, misplaced energy, and a total inability to fix anything with polite coach speak about maximizing skill sets. It's tragic, it's hilarious, it's Cleveland football in a nutshell.
So I don't trust the Cleveland Browns when it comes to their quarterback situation on or off the field. So they announce on game day that Shedeur has a quote-unquote back injury, yet he did go out to warm up. They watched him warm up and they disqualified him because he's got a back injury. I don't trust it for 1 second. Bailey Zappi has I said it 5 times on the show, he's been the unofficial
And the fans, oh, they're on another level. Twitter's blowing up with memes, conspiracy threads, and more exclamation points than a fireworks show gone rogue. Cleveland fans are flipping between fury and heartbreak every 5 minutes, while Jets fans are practically hyperventilating at the thought of Shedeur in green. Meanwhile, somewhere out there, Shedeur Sanders is probably just sipping tea, scrolling through the chaos, and wondering if he accidentally signed up for a reality show instead of the NFL. So what happens next? Does Shedeur really end up in New York, lighting up the city that never sleeps? Or will the Browns dig in their heels and demand a king's ransom just to prove a point? And what about Stefanski? And will he keep smiling like all this chaos is just another Tuesday at the office? No one truly knows, and that's what makes this story so addictive. One thing's for sure, football has never been this entertaining. Between the rumors, the drama, and the endless comedy, we're watching a saga that's part sports, part soap opera, and fully insane. The Shedeur Sanders story isn't ending. It's just heating up, and the next twist might blow the roof off the NFL. So don't miss a second. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button to stay in the loop, and we'll catch you in the next wild episode of this madness.